How does the world say goodbye to a woman who taught humanity to listen to nature's heartbeat? How do you honor a soul who spent her life giving a voice to those who could never speak for themselves? And how do you capture the silence left behind when someone like Jane Goodall is gone? At the age of 91, the world's most beloved conservationist, Dr. Jane Goodall, said goodbye, leaving not only a legacy of science and discovery, but a lesson in compassion, humility, and hope. Her funeral, held in the quiet countryside she so loved, was not a grand event filled with cameras or glitter. It was a gathering of hearts, of family, and of those who had been touched by her kindness. The ceremony was simple, peaceful, just as she wanted. Soft music played as wildflowers surrounded her casket, each one picked from the earth she had dedicated her life to protecting. Her only son, Hugo, stood before the mourners, his voice trembling as he said, "You only have one mother, and for me she was my entire world. She taught me to love, to listen, and to believe in goodness." The crowd fell silent. There were no speeches from world leaders, no flashing lights, only the weight of love filling the air. In that silence, everyone understood. Jane Goodall's greatest legacy wasn't only her research, it was her heart. Decades ago, a young woman stepped into the forests of Gombe, Tanzania, with nothing but a notebook and a dream. That woman, Jane Goodall, would go on to change the world's understanding of life itself. She discovered that chimpanzees use tools, feel emotions, and form families, shattering what science once believed separated humans from animals. Through her patient eyes, we saw not beasts, but beings. Her groundbreaking work became more than research. It was a bridge between worlds, a call to protect every creature, great or small. When news of her passing broke, tributes poured in from every corner of the globe. David Attenborough called her a living light for all who cared for our planet. Barack Obama said she was one of the greatest moral voices of our time. And Bill Gates wrote, "She proved that kindness could be scientific and science could be kind." But it was Hugo's words that stayed in everyone's hearts. His voice may have quivered, but his mother's strength echoed through him, reminding the world that even the gentlest soul can leave the deepest mark. Jane's passing is not an end. It's a beginning. Her Jane Goodall Institute continues her mission of conservation, education, and hope. Her belief that every individual makes a difference now guides millions around the world. She taught us that the planet doesn't need saving, it needs healing. And that healing begins with love, patience, and understanding. As the final hymn faded and the sun dipped below the horizon, the world seemed to pause, as if nature itself bowed to say goodbye. Jane Goodall's story isn't over. It lives in every young mind she inspired, in every forest she fought for, and in every act of kindness we choose to give. She taught us that hope is not a dream, it's a responsibility. And now, her voice may be silent, but her message will echo forever. Rest in peace, Dr. Jane Goodall. Your compassion will forever guide the world you loved so deeply.